Learning how to ride backwards was hands down the hardest thing I have learned to do on my electric unicycle. I found this statistic on a forum and I cannot say the reliability of this claim, but apparently it's 20 times harder than learning how to ride forwards and progress is slower. I'm not too sure about 20 times, but regardless of the difficulty, it's very possible that many riders can do it. So that means you can too. In this video, I'm going to tell you guys some tips and tricks that I have learned along the way to help you ride backwards. First, I want to tell you guys how I started, just to put us all in the same boat. At the time, I could ride forwards until my Inmotion's V5F battery died, one-footed until my heart was content, and even down some stairs. But in the split second you asked me to ride backwards, I would have to put a foot down. I mean, I'd make it like 0 feet, 0 inches. Half a foot at best, it just wasn't happening. I sucked at it. So I grabbed this old granny cart I had kicking around the house, and within an hour I could ride a straight section of the track backwards. And I was feeling pretty good about myself. Yeah, that was a bad idea though. It didn't help me at all. I couldn't ride any further than I could before, and it was a waste of my time. Just like going forwards, I would not recommend practicing with the shopping cart or anything like that. It just teaches you bad habits and wastes your time. With that out of the way, let's talk about the best ways to start riding backwards. There are 2 good ways to initiate riding backwards that I've found that keeps your balance somewhat normal. The first way is to find yourself a wall with some forgiving ground underneath it. So you ride up to the wall and hold your hands on it. So put both hands on the wall and push off evenly and try your luck to roll back a few feet. The other way I enjoyed more was kind of more normal. You just kind of slow down to a stop and then keep going backwards. It'll be scary at first and you'll accidentally floor it backwards a few times, but eventually you'll become more in tune with how it feels and you'll learn speed control backwards, which is reverse, which also takes time to learn. But try both ways and see what works best for you. For hours, I could not get more than 10 feet, and for the first bit of practice is the hardest. Eventually, you'll find yourself getting a little further, and then the next time a little further, and the next time a little further. Likely, your body will decide a way it likes to turn more than the other. I mean, that stupid thing that only turns one way and not the other way. Friggin' technology. Also, in that aspect, yes, most EUCs like to turn backwards in one direction more than the other way, and eventually you'll have to practice. I mean, fight your wheel and tell it to go to the other way. My Inmotion V5F was pretty stubborn and really liked to turn right, and eventually it changed its mind, and I got it to turn left as well. Jokes aside, I was able to do these reverse circles quite well one way, but not at all the other way. The reason was I was too tight on the wheel and I had to get loose. I would recommend this to you guys as well if you guys are stuck. Once I got loose, I was able to maneuver the wheel and with one overcorrection and the next in a squiggly line backwards, and eventually that smoothed out to a more straight line as well. Once I got the circles down, I would practice reverse figure eights in a parking lot. So then you can practice turning from one side to another, and I don't know, because you can kind of get, when you turn one way, you can kind of get in this groove. I don't know how to describe it. And you just you're just standing there and you're just turning. I don't know how to describe it. You'll see what I mean when you get there. Finally, after that happened, my progress started to speed up a bit. Finally. If you cannot get the hang of it, my tip is to just keep practicing. This has probably taken me 10 plus hours of practicing to get where I am. That may seem daunting to you, but if I can do it, I think you can do it. The reason I say you probably have a better chance than other people is because you're stubborn enough to keep trying things, and when you can't do it, just like when you started riding electric unicycles, you couldn't ride it forwards. So that was really tough, and that was something you had to work on, and then you can ride forward. You don't even think about it now. And it's the exact same thing about going backwards. Once you do it for a while and practice more, you don't even have to think about it. Yes, though, yes, this is a little harder, but you'll obviously have the determination, and I think you can do it, and I believe in you. Just keep practicing, and you'll eventually get it. It doesn't have to be all at once either. Ever since I decided I wanted to learn how to ride backwards, I kind of just every ride would practice for a few minutes, 5-10 minutes, and when we were just stop messing around and practice, see how it goes. So in conclusion, it is hard, and I think you really have what it takes. I'll put a link or two in the description where I found some helpful information. And that's the end of the video. Subscribe if you want to see more, like if you dig, dislike if you didn't, and I'll see you in the next one.